Okay, guys, we're back. We have a few things to talk about, and they're all centered around Bianca Sensori. Let's talk about it, shall we? Because 2 weeks ago, right, we saw Bianca Sensori wearing this pink bullet bra. She was wearing the panties over the stocking and all of that jazz. And she tagged Marc Jacob. But guess what? I missed something important in that. And that is she posted a series of photographs on her Instagram page, and they were all Marc Jacobs. And some of the photos are like bullet bras, like for example, one photograph, she was in a yellow bullet bra. She was in a yellow, see-through leggings, because these aren't stockings. They look as though they're stockings, and they look as though they were meant to be worn a particular way, and they're not as they appear. These are actually leggings, right? And what I'm getting is that this is a collaboration between her and Marc Jacobs. No, I'm looking at the pieces, and I must admit that I like them. I really, really do like them. They're giving Bianca coded vibes, and I really thought there would be more buzz around it, But like hell, is it sold out? Of course it is. Of course it is sold out. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you it is sold out. These looks, they are unique, and it's just so Bianca coded. The colors, like you have some with a pink bullet bra, and then it will have the yellow and lavender stocking at the top half that looks like undies, and then, I should say for the top quarter, that's the half, top quarter, and then the bottom 3/4, it's just regular stocking that looks like leggings. And then you have the purple, the black. It looks really, really good. Like, I like it. I love it. No, is this something that I would wear? Is it something I would wear? In all honesty, I would wear it, but here's how. I think the bottom is a bit too much for me. When I was younger, honey, when I was younger, I would be right on code with everything, okay? But as you get older, you realize, okay, I was doing too much. Let's tone it down now. You're getting older, more mature. Your frontal lobe develops, and you look back at some of the things that you were wearing with your hair out, your that out, and I'm not talking hair. I'm talking about parts being, too much on display. So when the frontal lobe develops, you start like, oh my God, I can't believe I actually did that 5 years ago, But I would wear the tops exactly as they are, because they are beautiful, gorgeous. I don't see nothing wrong with any of the tops. The bottoms, they're too much. And how I would wear the bottoms, it would basically defeat the purpose of the style. Now, for the yellow see-through leggings, I would wear that, but I would wear a shorts over it. Something that looks good, something that blends in seamlessly, so it just looks like everything is in unison. So for the yellow leggings, that is definitely something I can see myself playing around with. The rest of it, it's too much, unless I would be leaving my house and going directly to the club, and then from the club back to my house. That's how I would wear the other pieces. When you're going to the club, it's just a vibe. You want to look good. You want to feel good. You want to be sexy. Everyone at the club is going to be sexy. You can't go to the club and think that you're doing the most. There's always someone doing more than you. No matter how much you think you're doing, when you're going to the club, there's someone doing a whole lot more than what you have going on. So I don't think the outfits are too much for the club. I think they're so coded, as a matter of fact. So cool. And there's so many things that you can do with these pieces. You can play around, switch it up, mix it up. You name it. I love the artistry element. I love the creativity of it. I love art. I did a little bit of art in school. And sometimes, guys, you should see my, guys, sometimes you should see my hair. I have pictures I can show you. I think I may insert a few somewhere here. Okay, so I love to play around with artsy stuff, and I think you guys can even see a little bit of that going on in my hair. I love the creative stuff, but I realized that my thing is hair. At one point, it was shoes. Like, I used to have some of the most craziest heels on the planet. Crazy, crazy heels. I would just have them and I would be rocking the ish out of that heels through any hills, valleys, terrain. I could wear those heels anywhere. And people would be like, girl, are you okay? And I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? Like, how dare you? Listen, maturity is one heck of a thing. I still do wear heels and I still do love myself a good heels, but not as used to, not as I once like. I used to be so obsessed with heels, and I look in my closet and at one point I was like, how the hell did I manage to buy all of these shoes, on my salary? But I did it. I was working overtime and I did it, and I would have pumpkin color, orange, pink, rainbow. You name the style, you name the cut, you name the shape, you name the color. So I understand what is going on here with Bianca. I'm telling you all that to say, I understand what is going on here, and I can see how it's just so unique, what Bianca is wearing, the pieces, they're so unique. They're so outside the box. And I'm wondering, like, what was I doing 2 weeks ago? Why wasn't I paying attention to this? And then I was like, oh, Hurricane Melissa. Man, I tell you, guys, Hurricane Melissa did a damage to Jamaica that is so unimaginable. The videos that you're seeing and the photos, they don't even show you the magnitude. Like, multiply those images times the intensity of what actually took place on the ground by 100. It looks like a scary movie. The trees just look so unreal and how they were ripped and shredded. Even the stones looks as though Melissa just took all the life out of the stones. Stones. I never thought that was possible. I've seen hurricanes before, but I never thought it was possible. So guys, if you live in the tropics or the subtropics, and you ever hear that a Category 5 hurricane is coming your way, and if you don't have a damn good concrete house, I'm not talking about the American-made concrete house. I'm not talking about that, because that cannot stop Hurricane Melissa. I'm talking about the concrete house that they build in the Caribbean with the steel work at the foundation, and then the blocks go over the steel, and then they fill those block pockets with a mixture of cement, heavy sand, the coarse sand, and then they use the steel to jam it down to ensure that it fills the block pocket. If you don't live in a house like that, honey, if you hear Hurricane Melissa is coming, run. And when I say run, I'm not even joking. I'm not kidding you. I'm not exaggerating you. Should you feel run? If you don't live in a house like that, with a slab roof like that, run. And I'm not exaggerating. Run, take everything. And if you live in a house like that, and it normally gets a little bit floody when it rains in your area, and you're like, the drains are good. No, they're not. They are not. This thing, so if your area normally has a little bit of water settling around when it rains heavily, or a little bit of flooding during like a Category 4 hurricane, when you hear there's a Category 5 coming, get out of there. Don't even say, oh, I'm fine. Get out of there. Trust and believe. Get out of there. You know what happened here? I think that storm wasn't even a storm. And even though people have the conspiracy theory that it was man-made, man, not so powerful. That thing has ripped the earth. It has water coming up through the earth. It has the ocean coming up through the earth. Guys, if you ever hear that a Category 5 hurricane is coming, run. Go to another state. Don't even stay in that house to experience that monster. There's no thrill of experience that horror. Even if you are an adrenaline junkie, that thing will have you finding God. Run. And I'm serious. And if you feel frightened, yeah, you should run. But people here survived, yeah. Because irrespective of the rumors, there's some damn good houses here. Damn good houses. But we saw many houses in the ocean, yeah. Those houses, many of them are old. Because it hit the old town of Jamaica, where the first set of houses were built. So many of the houses were old. But the ones that were built, fairly decent, those weren't built to standards. I see them and I see, many of them pretty. Their attics are in the ocean. Yes, Jamaicans, we have Jamaicans that build their houses with attics. Their attics in the ocean. Some people, the ocean. So those who had a beachfront property, the ocean took the house, concrete house. The ocean took it. The ocean took the foundation, everything, the entire house. So I'm saying this so that you know the magnitude of it. Many people had houses close to the ocean that survived. But even though those houses survive untouched because they battened down the windows and the door and they did the sealing of the door and everything, they survived pretty well. But those people regret staying to experience such a horrible hurricane. So I'm letting you know it's very, very, very serious. I do not know how Ray was here and Ray had fun in the hurricane. He had fun. He made it seem fun. He did. The journalist from CNN, he made it look so easy. He made it look fun. But don't be tricked. He was in the safer part, Ocherius, that was not so heavily hit. If he was in Westmoreland, Black River, St. Elizabeth, he couldn't have done half the things that he had done. So he chose his location specifically where he could capture some activities of the hurricane. So if you hear that a Category 5 is going to take landfall, and it's going to take the landfall close to you, and you say, oh, but that's where where it takes landfall is the eye, and it's right in my neighborhood, or it's right in my county, so I'll be good. No, you won't. You won't. Run. And I mean it. But back to Miss Best Body Bianca Sensori, guys. I love the pieces. They look good. They look Bianca Sensori coded. And the hair and makeup was just pure perfection. This woman is perfect. And this is why she agrees with her husband not to get any piercings or tattoos on the body. Because sometimes the inks, they can look cute. They do, but there are times when they're just a bit too much. But I think it's often better to not have any tattoos and, piercings. Keep your piercings minimal, I believe. I think it gives you a more polished look, but it all depends on your personality as well, because I've seen, those videos where they transform these women, cover their tattoos and remove all their piercings and think they look better. We saw a transformation on TikTok. A girl was completely tatted and they transformed her, and none of us liked her without the tattoos. She came to life with those tattoos. The tattoos were her life. Without the tattoos, she looked sick, dehydrated. The tattoos were literally giving her life. And the video had millions of views, about 15 million views on TikTok. And when I opened the comment section and I was about to comment, am I the only one who thinks that she looks alive with a tattoo? When I scrolled down, everyone in the comment section was saying she looks so much better with the tattoo. It's the first transformation they're seeing that doesn't look good, where the person actually looks better with the tattoo. And when I saw the people in the comment section saying it, I was like, thank God I'm not the only one, And I'm like, this is a shocker because it is so uncommon. It's not something that you see much of, where a woman really looks good tatted over being tattoo free. So I'm just saying some people looks good with them, but I prefer without them. I think many women look more polished without them, especially when they do it the boy style. And I'm talking, what I call the boy style is when they get the arm, what they call the sleeve tattooed. I think it looks too masculine, So I don't like to see women doing especially just the sleeve. It looks too masculine in my opinion. But Bianca, she definitely knocked this Marc Jacobs campaign out the park. So it seems to be a collaboration with Marc Jacobs and not her own authentic brand entirely, but it's done beautifully, perfectly. I think she's just the right man for the job. Now, does any of the posts that she put up there has millions of views? No, it doesn't have millions of views, but the views that she has, they're enough because the images are all over social media and people are going to be like, oh my God, what is she wearing? And many people are going to see where the media sees Marc Jacobs, and they'll just go to the site immediately and just buy out the bar. I know it's not a bar, but just a fun context there. But anywho, guys, let me know what's your take on Bianca Censori dubbing Marc Jacobs, their collaboration. Leave your comment below. While you're at it, do all you need to on this video to help your girl out. Peace.